All right, hello everyone. Bo Williams here in the WATE 6 on Your Side newsroom. As we like to do each Friday, I want to get you updated on what's going on traffic-wise around the area. We'll talk about what's happening next week, this weekend. Want to make sure that you get from point A to point B without any problems. Also, kind of take a look at how things are shaping up on this Friday. Always going to see some slowdowns on the interstates. We'll let you know how things are shaping up. Let you know if there's any accidents in case you're trying to get out of town here soon, or at least run some errands. We'll get you up to date on what's going on. We do have a handful of areas we want to touch on for you today. We've got the TDOT worksheet here. We've also got some other alerts for you around the area. And matter of fact, that is where we're going to start. So we're going to bring in right now the first map here. This is the TDOT SmartWay map. This is looking down on the intersection of I-40 and I-275 downtown. And we should tell you that watch out for intermittent lane closures. You got some resurfacing that's going to be happening there along I-275 north and south. This is right there at the bridge that we've been talking about where they've been working. It's even marked here. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter for you over Elm Street and Bernard Avenue. This is going to start at 7 o'clock on Sunday. So again, be prepared. So 7 p.m. Sunday night, and those closures will take place nightly through 6 o'clock Friday morning on August 15th. So these are going to be nightly projects. This resurfacing there on 275. Beginning Sunday and running through the week. Of course, weather will always have a huge play in all of this as well. We're not able to get done what they need to. But again, you will see some closures through here. So let's bring in the cameras, just kind of remind everybody the area that we've been talking about. We've been watching this project. You know, a couple of weekends we had to close down 275 completely as they basically dismantled the overpass and built a new one in just a matter of a few days. And you can see traffic getting through there right now, but you can see where that resurfacing will have to take place. So you will have those lane closures starting again on Sunday night at 7 o'clock and then running nightly until 6 a.m. on Friday. So it's 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. each night through the week, next week, but it all starts on Sunday there along I-275. Of course, we've also had ramp closures. The ramps have been impacted as well, so watch for that too. Just always have maybe a backup plan when it comes to traveling that section of I-275. Many times it's just 40 to 640 if you're trying to get to the north end, but you also have Broadway, Central's another option for you. There are areas there, Western Avenue can also get you around all of this, but that will be starting up Sunday night and then nightly through Friday morning, all right? So we'll keep a close eye on that for you throughout the course of the week, but that's going to be one of the big projects that's going to be coming up here soon. Also, if you're watching the Pigeon Forge area, you're going to need to be aware of the Shriners Parade. That is going to be at 9 a.m. Saturday. Starting at 7:45, though, that morning, River Road will be closed from Dollywood Lane to Jake Thomas Road. The northbound traffic on the parkway will also be redirected to the southbound side between Methodist Street and Pickle Street. So they're going to try to keep traffic moving through here, but you're going to be condensed, well, if you're going northbound to the southbound lanes. So everybody's going to lose a lane there as they get this ready for the Shriners Parade coming up in Pigeon Forge. Again, it's going to be Saturday morning at 9 a.m., but you're going to start to see these closures through here beginning at about 7:45 in the morning. We've got it all mapped out for you right here. You can see where everything is highlighted in blue. So Veterans Boulevard and South River Road, Pigeon Forge here, you can see where that's going to be closed. North River Road, Jake Thomas Road, Parkway traffic to be diverted. Again, it's going to be on Methodist Street and Parkway at the Parkway, and then Parkway at Pickle Street. That's the areas where you will see things redirected through here. So that's what we've got labeled as B on the map, and you've got A on the map as well. So there will be some changes for you Saturday morning in Pigeon Forge. Probably the best bet is, unless you're going to the parade, maybe just avoid that area until everything has been cleared up. But that will start at about 9 a.m. Coming up for you on Saturday morning. And the weather should be okay, so I don't think that's going to be a big issue for you. Also, Newfound Gap. I want to remind everybody, the road remains closed until further notice after some heavy rain that we've seen up in the Smokies, up in the mountains. You had a landslide in that area that caused all kinds of issues there along the roadway. Crews have been out there trying to clean up. But you can see here the National Park Service announced that the road had opened on the North Carolina side between Cherokee and Newfound Gap. However, drivers have to turn around at the Newfound Gap overlook. Visitors can access Kawohe from the North Carolina side. This is all according to the National Park Service. We have an article, as you can see right here, on our website, Newfound Gap Road closed. You can read more about that as far as if you are heading to the mountains, where you cannot go. But let me kind of mark this for you here. We've got the TDOT SmartWay map, and you can see, I mean, it's the entire stretch there, 441 up to about Newfound Gap, or the Lookout, which is right in this area here. So just be prepared for that. Plan accordingly. You can see over here on the North Carolina side where it is wide open coming up through Cherokee and those areas, but on the Tennessee side, you're going to have some issues. So read this article. If you're heading to the mountains this weekend, take a look at it. It will kind of walk you through what's closed, what's not closed, how you get to wherever it is you're trying to get to. We'll have that for you here. It's going to be easy to find, but again, that is what you're looking for. Newfound Gap Road closed until further notice after heavy rain in the Smokies. That is the story that you need to be on the lookout for there. And then we're going to be walking through some other projects for you here in just a little bit, but again, just kind of wanted to point these out to you. These are some of the big ones that we've been talking about. Again, Newfound Gap, you've got the parade going on in Pigeon Forge, and then just a reminder for you that I-275 work coming up starting Sunday night and running through Friday, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. each night next week, right there where they've been doing that work on the overpass across Elm and Bernard. So just a few things to think about. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're start going through what's happening as far as the TDOT work list. We're going to touch on some of the new projects and some that are still lingering about that you'll have to continue to deal with. We've got all that for you coming up here in just a moment, so stay with us. All right, welcome back to the WATE 6 Near Side newsroom. As always, we're keeping you up to date on what's happening traffic-wise around the area. Projects coming up next week. We talked about some that'll be happening this weekend, really bleeding over into next week, but these are some other projects you need to be aware of, and one of those is one we've been talking about for a while now. We're going to bring up the TDOT SmartWay maps for you once again. This is that area in Blount County, section of Pellissippi Parkway between Alcoa Highway and 33, Old Knoxville Highway, really from Cusick Road to 33. Watch out for some rolling roadblocks. You've got some bridge work being done in that area, and they're going to have to do some blasting in that area as well, and that's why you're going to have some of those delays, those rolling roadblocks. This is going to be between 9 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. These rolling roadblocks will be intermittent, but they'll be happening daily next week, again, between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. It's a short section of 162, Pellissippi Parkway. But if you're coming from this section here of Blount County, if you're trying to get over to Alcoa Highway, you might want to jump on maybe a little bit sooner down around Hunt Road. That'll save you some time in case you get caught in one of these rolling roadblocks. But watch for that again next week, Pellissippi Parkway between Cusick and State Route 33. You're going to have those rolling roadblocks for blasting and the bridge work that's going to be going on. And again, that will be 9 a.m. till about 3 o'clock each day, weather permitting. So again, make note of that. That is continuing. That project's been lingering about for a while. Also, just another reminder for you as we like to touch on it, get you up to date. Crew's still working up in the mountains along I-40. If you are headed to North Carolina this weekend or you know somebody coming in, just a reminder for you, still just one lane, both directions. Still seeing those delays through there. Sometimes it's a lot worse. Other times it'll be smooth sailing for you. You do have reduced speeds in that area, so keep that in mind because, again, it is just one lane, both directions. You will be sharing it with some trucks as well, even though the wide loads are still being recommended to go all the way up into Virginia on 81, picking up 77 and coming down that way. But I do want to bring in the TDOT SmartWay camera for you. This is the one in Hartford. We'll kind of give you another sneak peek here at how things are moving along, and we got a pretty good signal today. Sometimes it's mixed, but right now you can see how that is set up. So it's that left side. So really that's going to be, what is that, the westbound side of I-40, where you're going to see one lane in both directions, and that shift will be happening as you make your way up toward the Hartford area. And that will carry you all the way into North Carolina for several miles. So just kind of watch for that. You will see some slowdowns at times, even though right now traffic is moving along, but you're going to have to just be careful through that area, and you will hit some stop-and-go traffic at times, possibly. Just depends on what time of the day you hit it and the amount of truck traffic going through there, campers, things like that, that may, when they get some of those steep inclines, are definitely going to slow you down. It's going to be, you can't pass, so just kind of keep all of that in mind. But again, it is moving along, and that is great to see. There goes one of those semis now. Again, just a reminder, it's the wide loads that have to take the alternate route up into Virginia. But that's a live look near Hartford right now. One lane of traffic still rolling along for you there as those repairs happen. And as you zoom in here on the North Carolina side, you can see where it's highlighted in red here and some yellows. But it looks like that's westbound 40 coming back toward Tennessee where we're seeing some of those delays. So, if you're heading that direction, it looks like eastbound right now, pretty smooth heading into North Carolina for the most part. Now, that can change on a dime, but right now, it looks more or less like the westbound side where we are starting to see some of those delays there. All right, so just something to think about. All right, another project we're watching for you. This is in Knox County, and this one is going to be along Broadway. So we're talking 441, 33. North Knoxville area, actually just north of our studios here in North Knoxville. But this is Broadway between Power Street and Atlantic Avenue. So here's Atlantic Avenue down here at the bottom. This is Chickamauga right here. And then Powers is right here as you're making your way northbound. So heading up toward that 640 interchange. So this is the section of Broadway that we are talking about. Let's see, beginning Monday and running through Friday, watch out for some possible temporary lane closures. Now this is going to be during the daytime hours. This is going to be 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So hopefully after the morning rush, before the afternoon rush kicks in. School traffic could be impacted a little bit here, especially that 3 o'clock pickup. You're trying to get to the school. You're trying to get in line to pick up the kids, say, around 2. If your child goes to school up here in the North Knoxville area, just kind of keep that in mind because of these lane closures that could slow you down. May want to leave a little bit earlier, depending on where your child's school is located, and if you need to head to the pickup line. Just kind of keep all of that in mind. But they hope to have the work each day wrapped up by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But this is the area that we're talking about again. This is Broadway between Power Street and Atlantic Avenue. So we're talking basically from about Chickamauga almost to the 640 interchange there along Broadway. So if that impacts you, if that's part of the drive during the afternoon or the lunch hour even, keep that in mind as well. Or as you're going to get in line to pick up your kids at school, you will see some delays because of that if you travel along Broadway in North Knoxville next week from 9 a.m. till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that will cause you some headaches. All right, another project here, and this was one we've been talking about for a while, right? This is along Alcoa Highway. TDOT sending out some information. They've been doing those rolling roadblocks as they've been doing some work through here. That's going to continue through Saturday, the 9th. Okay, so you should not have a problem with this on Sunday. Right now, I'm not seeing anything for next week, but it doesn't mean it won't come back. We've been dealing with this for months now, but it's the area right there between Woodson and Cherokee. All right, and this work should hopefully wrap up sometime on Saturday. Those rolling roadblocks, get those out of the way. I know they're trying to get a lot of this stuff done before the football season kicks off. So, but again, just kind of keep that in mind. You've got today, and then obviously you've got heading into Saturday morning. You could run into some issues for you there. So just something to think about for your travels. Next up for you, bring up Sevier County, and this is a spot where we have seen some pretty significant backups, especially in the evening hours. This is Sevier County, I-40 east and westbound between mile markers 405 and 410. So included in there is that 407 exit. That's where a lot of people are headed. You've got the Buc-ee's there. That's the exit a lot of people take to get to Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. So this will be a nightly issue. This is 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Pretty much each night as this resurfacing project continues. The great thing I love about the SmartWay maps is not only does it tell you what's going on, but it gives you the current activity. And right now, milling and resurfacing operations on the Sevier County section of I-40. Expect nightly closures during the week. Again, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. as we mentioned. Speed's down to 60 miles an hour, but I'm going to tell you right now, especially from about 7 p.m. and we'll say until about midnight. So much truck traffic coming through there, you're basically at a crawl. We have seen that before. So just because it says decrease speeds to 60 miles an hour, there have been some nights where you're lucky if you're going 10. Okay, so just kind of keep all of that in mind. You could hit that. It won't be a long delay, but don't let it catch you off guard. That is for sure. It's something, as I mentioned, it's something we've been watching throughout the course of the week. But just to repeat, this is I-40, Sevier County, between mile markers 405, 410. This says 406 and 409, but you get the idea. But it does include that 407 exit right there at State Route 66. That'll take you into Sevierville, Winfield Dunn Parkway. So keep that in mind. Overnights, could definitely see some very slow traffic there as they are milling and resurfacing that section of I-40. Not to be outdone, we've been seeing the same thing happening over in Roane County as well. We'll click on the barrel here. This is nightly lane closures between the hours of 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. And this has been running through the month of July. It will run through the month of August. It will be happening through the month of September. If you look closely there, this project should wrap up by Halloween. All right, so October 31st. Again, this is I-40 both directions for you, Roane County, but mainly eastbound where we're seeing a lot of this happening. You're going to see some delays through there. That is for sure because of this resurfacing project. Kind of what we were talking about in Sevier County. Things will really start to back up, even though other hours you won't see too many delays. But when this kicks in the evening, around 7 o'clock. That's when we usually start to see the worst of the backups, and it will last until about 11 or 12 o'clock at night. It will be very, very slow. Once you get through there, you're fine. But again, just kind of be prepared for that. But that is going on in Roane County, and it's going to be like that, as we just mentioned, until the end of October. Hopefully, if the weather permits and cooperates, maybe they can get it done a little bit quicker. But it's a lot of roadway they're trying to tackle, a lot of milling, a lot of repaving to try to smooth out the roadways for you there. But again, that is what's been going on in Roane County. So that's how things are shaping up as far as just some of the projects. You can actually find, we've got this entire list for you, and you'll be able to see it on our website. You'll be able to scroll down where we're talking traffic. You'll be able to access this. You can go through and look at your county. So whether you're in Loudoun, Union, Roane, Knox, you name it, any of the counties that we cover here on WATE, and we will have those TDOT reports for you there so you can find out what is going through. There's over 50 here, so we don't have time to go through each one, but you can check it out right here on our website at WATE.com anytime you wish before you head out, just so you know what's coming up in your county. And again, these are just state projects, so don't get that confused with county and city projects, but these are state roads, state highways, interstates, things like that. All right, that's how things are looking as far as projects coming up. We do want to take a look at what's going on out on the roadways right now. We'll even revisit some of the issues coming up this weekend that we told you about at the beginning of our broadcast. But when we come back, we'll take a look at how things are happening right now on this Friday. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the WAT 16 Your Side Newsroom. I'm Bo Williams, as we like to do each week. We want to get you up to date on what's going on traffic-wise around the area. So let's bring in the TDOT Smart Way cameras here for a second, the Smart Map. You can see where we've got some construction going on around the area. We'll click on some of those for you as well, get you up to date on some of the ones we didn't touch on earlier. Also, we're going to take a look at some of these TDOT cameras. So if you are getting ready to head out on this Friday, we'll zoom in on a few spots where we're showing some slowdowns. Let's take a look here at I-40 over near the Holston River Bridge. Let's see here, eastbound traffic. Looks like it's moving along okay. No major problems for you right now. This is a live look for you on this Friday afternoon. Right now, everything moving along fine for you, so no big problems there on the east end of town as you're approaching, really between Asheville Highway and the Holston River Bridge. You should be just fine there. We'll go a little bit further east here for a second. And let's click on the camera here so we can pick up anything, or maybe why we're seeing those delays. We do have a vehicle driving down the shoulder for some reason. Either they just pulled off or they're trying to merge. Looks like they're merging back into traffic there. But otherwise, no other big problems for you. Everything's looking great. This is out near just west of Strawberry Plains. So again, traffic there moving along at this hour. We'll kind of shift over here for a little bit. We get a little bit closer to downtown. We'll take the camera here. This is a live look for you, I-40. The camera it says it's at 5th Avenue. We all know 40 and 5th Avenue don't intersect. 40 goes over 5th Avenue. It says 5th Avenue because that's where the camera post is cemented into the ground, okay? But really this is close to where James White merges in with I-40. You've got Hall of Fame in that area as well. But traffic right now looking good for you near the downtown area there along I-40. Just into East Knoxville, not seeing too many problems there. Matter of fact, no problems. Give you a live look also looking down at the James White Parkway as well as Hall of Fame Drive. This is Hall of Fame Drive here on the right. On the left, this is James White, and right now traffic there looks good. So to kind of give you an idea of the ballpark, the new Covenant Health Ballpark is just over here where it says Smart Way. Just off to the right here is where the ballpark is sitting. So that's kind of the area that we're looking at, Old City right over here in downtown Knoxville. But again, just some light traffic for you right now on this Friday. So right now, not too many problems for you there. We'll shift over a little bit further. We'll go I-40. This is the camera that is located at Middlebrook. It was showing some delays, but not seeing it right now. I-40 westbound looks good. That's at the top of the screen here. Eastbound coming into town, smooth sailing for you right now. So if you have business that takes you downtown, you should be okay. Let's take one more look here. This is the camera Alcoa Highway at Cumberland. Again, near the downtown area, near the UT campus. No problems. Traffic right now north and southbound. Pretty light for a Friday afternoon. So that's good. Now, granted, give it a couple hours and that will change as everyone gets ready to head home for the day. But right now, you're in pretty good shape. Do want to zoom in here, though. We are seeing, of course, a lot of this has to do with the lights, but along Henley here, you do have quite a few delays north and southbound, especially into the bridge area. But Again, nothing out of the ordinary there. Shift a little bit further out west. We'll click on the camera here. This is out near Paper Mill. Traffic there also looking good for you right now. So no big problems for you. Everything moving along fine. If this is part of your drive here soon, you're going to be good. We're not seeing any problems, no accidents. Many times we'll start to see this turn red, but that is not the case, and we'll take it. For a Friday, man, I'm not complaining. Walker Springs, same situation. This is another one of those areas out west where we see some heavy traffic, especially a Friday afternoon, right around as you get close to the 4 o'clock hour. We'll start to see things starting to slow down. But right now, traffic moving along okay for you. No problems at this moment. Continue our progression out toward the west. Let's take a look at Pellissippi Parkway. It's up around Dutchtown right now. Later in the afternoon, northbound will start to slow. Everyone heading back up toward Hardin Valley, heading up toward Solway, Oak Ridge, those areas. But right now, northbound traffic looks good. Also, as you're heading up toward Level Road, should not have too many problems there. As a matter of fact, let's click on the Level Road camera. Again, this is Pellissippi Level Road right now looking good. Everyone merging on fine. North and southbound looking great for you at this moment. So we're not seeing too many problems there. Of course, keep in mind around some of the schools, it is that time. You're going to start seeing kids being picked up from class, their parents. Everyone's still trying to figure out those school patterns, and that is something that's very, very important to kind of keep in mind. Traffic right now rolling along for you here. This is right now along Pellissippi Parkway out near North Shore. Is everything right now moving along okay for you, not seeing too many issues there. Do want to remind everybody, we were talking about schools, just kind of an update for you, just a reminder, because we're trying to get back into that swing of things. Obviously, you got to slow it down in those school zones, but also you got to remember the rules of the road when it comes to school buses. And if you're on, take a look at this map here, and if you, say here on the far left, if it's just a basic, 1 lane each direction, 2-lane road, school bus stops, it doesn't matter which direction you're going, you have to stop, okay? You can't pass the bus. You can't proceed if you're coming in the opposite direction. You have to stop. Here's where sometimes people get confused. It's this middle diagram for you here. You have to stop if it is say a 4 or a 5-lane road, and that middle lane is a turn lane, okay? You have to stop, okay? Just because there's a turn lane here, that 5th lane, that middle lane, kind of like some separation between the two directions doesn't mean that you can keep going. So if a school bus stops, say in the northbound side, and you're coming southbound, and all that separates you is this turn lane, you have to stop. Here's where it's different in the state of Tennessee. As you can see here, there is a barrier, all right? Many times that could be like a greenway, there could be some trees, what have you. If there was some type of barrier between the two directions of traffic, then you're okay to go. All right, you do not have to stop. So in this case, where you've got some greenway or some type of barrier here that is between the two directions of traffic, school bus stops. People behind the bus going that same direction, they do have to stop. But if you're coming in the opposite direction, you are okay to proceed. So only those people behind the bus going in the same direction will have to stop, but everyone else can still go. So those are the 3 things you need to kind of keep in mind. And of course, through the summer, throughout the year, crews are keeping a close watch, kind of checking on the buses. They want to make sure that they are safe for your child, whether they're getting on the bus, when they're at school, when they get home. Want to make sure everything goes smoothly, and that's something that THP really tries to stay on top of during the course of the year.
Every one of our inspectors just about has kids or grandkids that travel on Tennessee school buses. So to me, it puts skin in the game that our inspectors are ensuring that not only their kids and grandkids are safe, they're making sure that every parent's kids or grandkids are safe.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me run through this for you for a second. Tennessee Highway Patrol inspected more than 15,000 school buses statewide and conducted more than 1,500 unannounced spot checks between August 2024 and June of this year. So again, it's just not something they do once a year. They stay on top of this, making sure that those buses are running properly. We don't want to have any issues, don't want to put our kids in danger or even you in danger when out on the roadways. So just some things to think about. But again, we have to kind of get back in the swing of things, and obviously you got to slow down in those school zones. Yesterday was a half day in Knox County. Today's a full day. Today is more kind of what you'll be running up against during the course of the year as far as your commute and when you're going to have to slow it down. Don't forget police, sheriff's deputies, THP, they're all going to be out there patrolling. Just not not this week, but during the course of the school year. They are going to pull you over, even if you're going just a few miles over the speed limit. Really not going to give you a whole lot of leeway there. So you need to keep that in mind, just trying to keep everybody safe this time of year. And of course, also, we don't talk about it a lot, but when you're in those neighborhoods near those school bus stops, and sometimes the kids, they're not paying attention to traffic. You're trying to get to work or you're trying to get home before your child gets home on the bus. But if you're those morning school bus pickups, just be careful of the kids. Sometimes they'll step out in the roadway, so you definitely have to be careful there. Watch out for them. Whatever the speed is, go a little bit slower in your neighborhood, especially during this time of year as the kids will be picked up heading off to class. Let's go back to the TDOT SmartWay maps here. We got just a little bit of time left here. I want to get you up to date on some things that are happening here. Let's take a look at Loudoun County here for a second. This is the interchange at 321, so this is near Lenore City. North and southbound 75 right now looking good for you at this moment. No major problems for you there. Traffic right now smooth, which we will take. A spot that usually we start to see some delays. Let's take a look at it here. This is out near WATE Road. Whoops, we lost our camera for a second. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. And right now, not bad for a Friday afternoon. Man, you'll take this any day of the week. This traffic right now east and westbound. This is 4075, looking great right now. This is looking there near WATE Road, so right there near the Knox-Loudoun County line. Traffic both directions looks good. That is eastbound moving away from us, so past WATE Road, heading toward the weigh scales, and obviously westbound, heading out of Knox County into Loudoun County, which is on the left side of your screen right now. So everything moving along without any issues. So again, we will definitely take that for you any time of the week. We'll kind of shift up here north of the area up towards Solway. Right now, traffic looks great coming out of Oak Ridge. Many times you'll get some pretty significant slowdowns as you're approaching the Clinch River there, making your way into Solway. But right now, smooth as a bell. So if you're heading back into Knox County, out of Anderson County, maybe you're heading over toward the parks here, Hall Ridge, some of those places to do some do some hiking, some biking, heading over toward Melton Lake. You're going to be just fine right now. We're not seeing any problems there to speak of. Maybe a little bit of a slowdown here in Carnes, but you do have those traffic lights right there, and of course you do have the schools, so be careful. That's probably why we're starting to see some of the delays there. And just a few more spots we'll click on for you here. North of town, 640-75 looks great. Nothing to worry about here in that area. We'll go over here toward Broadway and I-640. Traffic there also pretty quiet for you at this moment, so everything seems to be moving along without any problems. So we'll give you a wide shot here. We'll make sure one last time that we don't have any alerts, but right now, just the typical construction, the typical stop-and-go traffic that you might see, some of the traffic areas, but everything right now moving along just fine for you without any problems. So we'd like to see that. Don't forget, if you ever have any questions, you can always shoot us an email. You can give us a phone call. We'd love to hear from you. We'll try to get it answered for you. Also, if you see something out on the roads that needs to be taken care of right then and there, there's the number to write down. Put it in your phone. This is for TDOT. It's 833-TDOT-FIX, 833-836-8349. As always, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll do this all again coming up next week. So have yourself a safe week out on the roadways, and we'll talk to you soon.